What's good with y'all? Today I'm going to show you guys the new top 5 best builds in my opinion in NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Really quickly, like and subscribe if you eat food, and also let me know if you guys have any builds you guys are willing to let me borrow. You guys are going to see more and more gameplay videos coming soon, so definitely if you are willing to help me out, go ahead and hit me up. Now starting things off, I'm going to show you guys 2 guard builds. The first one's going to be more of an all-around guard build, and then the second one is going to be more of a traditional and like 3-point hunting guard build. Starting things off, for the glitch of this point guard build, what you're going to want to do is make sure you start on the metric system. Also, if you don't know how to change the units of measurement, you can pretty much just change it in the settings. And then for the body settings, you're going to want to go with 1.77 meters, 66 kg, and then 1.78 meters for the wingspan. Also, the way that pretty much 99% of people mess this build up is they first drop the height all the way down to minimum and then bring it back up to 1.77 meters. You pretty much have to go straight to 1.77 meters or else this build won't work. For the attributes and takeovers, you can pretty much just go with random stuff. Exactly what you equip doesn't really matter, but you do have to do this to glitch the build. And then you guys can see I built a 2-way finisher. What you're going to want to do from here is scroll over to where it says edit build, then press edit build and continuously press circle or B until you back out to the main menu. After you've done that, you're going to want to go into settings and change the units of measurement, and then go ahead and edit the build you just made. From there, once you are editing the build, I'd recommend changing the body settings to how you guys see me have it equipped right now. In my opinion, this is the best balance between shooting, defense, and speed. So moving right along to the attributes of this build. Starting things off with finishing, you guys can see this is okay, I guess. I mean, it's not like crazy or anything, but you are going to get 14 finishing badges, as well as the Pro Contact Dunk package. It's not a build that you should be like rim running on or anything, but if you do have an open lane towards the basket, you can comfortably take it. Although it's definitely not one of those builds that you can only shoot on and you can't dunk with. For the shooting, you guys can see this is very good. You're gonna get 30 total shooting badges and a 91 3-pointer, which will become a 96 3-pointer if you buy boosts. I mean, definitely the 3-point hunting is absolutely insane. Plus, if you add on the fact that the playmaking on this build is very good, you're looking at an all-around crazy ball handler build. I mean, you guys can just see your playmaking is very good. For the defense of this build, you guys can see this is quite good. I mean, it's not like crazy or anything, but you are 6'4" and you're gonna get gold clamps and Hall of Fame interceptor, and you'll 100% be able to more than hold your own on the defensive end. And then on to the physicals, you guys can see this is quite good. I don't really think I need to explain this. In total, this build is able to get 94 badges, which is pretty good. And you guys can see it can do pretty much everything in this game. And it's also just going to be especially elite at shooting and playmaking. If you want free throw on this build, what you're going to want to do is drop down the speed 1 rating. Also drop down your driving layup to a 64, and you can go ahead and get an 87 free throw. For the takeovers, I decided to go double limitless range. In my opinion, for a point guard build such as this one that's primarily going to be 3-point hunting, these are the best takeovers. It's going to be really easy to get takeover, and once you do get takeover, you're just not going to be missing. And you guys can see I built a 2-way 3-point playmaker, which does, in my opinion, make a lot of sense as a name. Also, if you guys do want to see a gameplay video with a very similar build to this build, I'd recommend checking out the video in the card above. That video is a gameplay video with a glitch 6'4" build. So I'll be right into this second build. For this build, you're obviously still going to be a point guard. For this build, you're going to be kind of undersized at 5'11". For the weight, you're going to want to go with 169 pounds. And then for the wingspan, go with 6'4". Starting things off with finishing, you guys can see this is pretty similar to the previous build. You are very undersized, so you're not really going to be dunking that much. But trust me, if you have an open rim run, you can take it. And from time to time, you will even get a contact dunk. For shooting, this is very good. You're going to get a 94 3-pointer, which will become a 95 3-pointer if you buy boosts. And also, you're going to get 33 shooting badges, so you're just not going to be missing. On to the playmaking, this is also just as elite. You guys see you're getting 34 playmaking badges, and pretty much every single playmaking badge on at least gold, including Hall of Fame quick chain and Hall of Fame quick first step. And then on to the defensive / rebounding attributes and badges. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of an experimental build. You guys can see you're able to get a Hall of Fame clamps and Hall of Fame interceptor. With these badges, I think you're actually gonna be pretty good when it comes to perimeter defense. With Hall of Fame clamps, even though you may be 5'11", you're not just gonna get walked past, and you will be able to bump your defender. And then with Hall of Fame interceptor, gold pickpocket, and a 90 steal, you will be able to get passing lane steals and even the occasional bump steal if you know what you're doing. Your interior defense isn't going to be very good, but with a 57 block, you will be able to contest some shots, especially if you're guarding another guard. And then for the physicals, you guys can see this is quite good as well. The reason why on both my point guard builds, my speed is quite low is that acceleration helps you speed boost faster with the ball, while speed helps you move around faster off ball. So for this reason, on two very ball dominant point guard builds, acceleration is definitely way more important. This build is able to get 105 badges, which is just insane. And honestly, when I was making this build, I felt like I could get way more badges if I wanted to. And all around, you guys can see this is just an elite build. If you guys want free throw on this build, all you're going to want to do is drop down your speed with ball 1 rating. You will lose 1 playmaking badge, but you can get a 73 free throw, which is very, very good. For the takeovers, you guys can see this is the exact same. I'm going with double limitless range. I think 100%, especially for this point guard build, these are the best takeovers. And you guys can see we've built a playmaking shot creator, which does make a lot of sense as a name, but I'm honestly really surprised it's not a two-way playmaking shot creator, but I guess this does make sense. So for the third build of this video, this is going to be a lockdown build. And for this build, you're going to want to go with the small forward position. For the body settings, I would recommend going with 6'7", 190 pounds, and a 7'4" wingspan. Obviously, you guys can see these body settings are designed to make you the best defender possible. Moving on to the attributes, you guys can see this is very good. For finishing, you're going to get a 92 driving dunk and 16 finishing badges, which honestly isn't a lot. But this build is definitely going to be able to get a ton of contact dunks, especially since you're 6'7". For shooting, you guys can see this is pretty decent. Obviously, you're not going to be like 3-point hunting on this build or anything, but you'll definitely be able to green very consistently as long as you know your jump shot. And then for playmaking, you guys can see this is also quite good. Your passing is very good, and you will be able to dribble if you know what you're doing. And then next, for the heart and soul of this build, the defensive / rebounding. You're going to get 29 total defensive / rebounding badges, which is very, very good. And as well, you're getting Hall of Fame clamps, Hall of Fame interceptor, as well as gold rebound chaser and gold intimidator. Unfortunately, you only get silver rim protector, which does suck a ton. But even with that being said, this is going to be an absolutely crazy lockdown build that's going to be very versatile and can guard almost any build in this game. And then on to the physicals, you guys can see this is very, very good. I don't really think I need to explain this. If you guys want free throw on this build, basically just do the exact same thing you did for the very first build of this video. Drop down the speed 1 rating, and also drop down your driving layup to a 72, and you can get a 72 free throw. For the takes, I went with double extreme clamps. You can't get sharp takeover on this build for some reason, so I think these are the best takeovers. And you guys see I built a 2-way pass first wing, which is honestly a very interesting name. So hopping into the fourth and final build of this video, this is going to be our power forward build. For the body settings, you guys see I went with 6'11", 218 pounds, and a 6'9" wingspan. I think these are overall the best body settings for a power forward build. For the finishing, you guys can see this is quite good. You'll be able to unlock the elite big man contact dunk package, since after all, you have a 90 standing dunk. As well, you're going to get 21 total slashing badges and an 80 driving dunk, which just helps a ton for finishing at the rim consistently. For shooting, you guys see you're also able to get 21 shooting badges. On this build, you're going to be able to green very consistently as long as you know your jump shot. It's not a build that's going to be bailing you out a ton with whites, but as I literally just said, you will be able to green consistently if you know your jumper. For playmaking, you guys can see this is all around pretty solid. This isn't like a dribbling build like all the previous ones, but you'll be able to push the ball and pass the ball if you need to. For the defense of this build, you guys can see this is very, very good with 34 total defensive / rebounding badges. You guys see you're also going to be able to get gold brick wall, gold rebound chaser, and Hall of Fame rim protector. So the defense on this build is definitely very solid. And then you guys can see for the physicals, this is quite good. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to explain this. This build's going to get 93 total badges. And you guys can see you can do pretty much everything. All around, in my opinion, I think this is going to be a very good undersized big man build that's going to work for pretty much all game modes. If you guys do plan on playing Rec Center or Pro-Am, what you're pretty much going to want to start by doing is drop down your stamina 1 rating and your acceleration also down 1 rating. And then drop down your offensive rebound to an 82 and you can get a 74 free throw. For the takeovers, I recommend going with first Stuff Blocks and second See the Future. In my opinion, these are definitely the best takeovers for this build. And you guys can see I built a two-way facilitator, which I guess kind of makes sense as a name, but it is the exact same name as the previous build. I know 2K has like a ton of different names for builds, but at least from my experience, I only get like a handful of different names. And a very high percentage of these names are just inaccurate. Okay, so now moving on to the fifth and final build of this video. This is of course going to be our big dog, big man center build. For the body settings, you're going to want to go with 7'3", 273 pounds, and an 8'1" wingspan. If you guys want to make the best defensive center build in this game, these are the best body settings for you. For finishing, you guys can see this is absolutely elite. I mean, you're getting a 99 close shot and a 99 standing dunk. So this is going to be an absolutely crazy build, whether you're post scoring or just setting screens and cutting to the basket. For shooting, you guys see I pretty much just have nothing. You only have a 49 mid-range because you literally had to put it there. But obviously, as you guys can see, this is an inside center build. And from what I've seen for pro-am and stuff, you can get away with not having any shooting. For playmaking, obviously the only thing that matters is pass act, which you're going to want at an 85. This will give you 16 playmaking badges and gold bullet passer, which is definitely very important. And then on to the defense of this build. This is just insane. You're going to get 38 total defensive / rebounding badges, as well as Hall of Fame brick wall, Hall of Fame intimidator, Hall of Fame rim protector, and Hall of Fame rebound chaser. I mean, the defense on this build is just unmatched. Like, you're going to be easily getting unlimited rebounds and unlimited blocks. And then for the physicals, you guys can see this is just crazy. Unfortunately, you aren't able to get elite big man contact dunks, but even with that being said, you're going to be dunking on everyone. This build is able to get 87 badges, but obviously we weren't really going for badges on this build. You guys can just see the finishing, defense, and rebound on this build is just top tier. I would hate to have to defend or just go against this build because this thing is just insane. If you want free throw on this build, what I'd recommend doing is drop down your O rebound to a 90. From there, you're able to get a max free throw and then just throw the extra rating onto stamina. For the takeovers, I went with the exact same takeovers as the previous build, but this time see the future before stuff blocks. I think if you have very similar block and rebounding ratings such as this build, it's better to go see the future first. And you guys can see I built a straight up paint beast, which definitely I can't argue against that. That's probably the most fitting name I can think. And with that being said, that's gonna wrap it up for the video. If you did make it this far into the video and enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. There's 2 build gameplay videos as well as a dribble tutorial on the screen right now. Like, comment, subscribe, go follow me on Twitter, and I'm out. Peace.